Never download something from your school email. A 16-year-old kid was standing in line at school when he was waiting to get his Chromebook. Once he got his Chromebook, he drove all the way home and connected it to Wi-Fi. Over the next few days, he kept attending his Zoom call classes like everything was normal, until he got an email saying, download your latest school files. Him not thinking anything of it, clicked the file and downloaded it and then opened the program. He noticed that the program never opened, so he just assumed that the application just didn't work. So the next day on his Zoom call, all of a sudden a pop-up came up that said, check your email. He thought that was weird because he has never seen a pop-up say that before. So he checks his email and finds a bunch of videos of him on his computer. And some of these videos he wasn't really proud of, if you know what I'm saying. Anyway, he keeps scrolling down the videos and finds one video where there's a car passing his parents' house. Apparently it was a huge virus, and this person who targeted him downloaded all of these videos on like a flash drive and gave them to his parents. The guy was never caught because it was untraceable, so send this to your teacher if they try to get you to download something. Always lock your front door. Two police officers were riding in a car when suddenly they got an emergency call. The call said that there was a woman who said that somebody broke into her house, and mid-conversation, it just stopped. Pretty much the girl just stopped speaking on the call with the dispatch. So the officers took that as, okay, something is happening with this girl. So the officers begin speeding to this woman's house. They end up pulling up to the house and the window is broken. So the officers start thinking, okay, we gotta get in there now, because they're hoping that the woman who called isn't dead or being hurt. So both of the officers enter the house. One of the officers says, I'm gonna check the room on the left, and then the other officer said, I'm gonna check the room on the right. So the officer on the right sees a closet and he sees just two eyes poking out of it. The officer clearly sees that the woman is bleeding. He says, you can come out now, it's safe. While he's talking to this woman in the closet, you hear the other officer say, I found her, she's safe. So the other officer starts freaking out because he doesn't know who he's talking to. He opens the door and sees that nobody's there. Make sure to follow if you guys want more. Couldn't call it night, but we will. Part 1. I got this idea from Brizzy 2 Lit, so all credit to you. Today we're going to be calling a company known as Booth World Industries. Booth World Industries advertises as a remodeling service, but in reality what it is, it's an organization of people who are hitmen. So pretty much you'll call and there's a girl named Samantha. She'll ask, when do you want your remodeling service? And you just kind of tell her your name and where you live, and they'll go to that address and kill them. So we're going to call today. And since TikTok community guidelines, I'm not allowed to show you the number, but literally just look up Booth World Industries. Here we go.
You have reached Booth World Industries. Your number has been logged and traced. A service representative will be with you shortly for remodeling.
Hey, this is Austin Vro. Just look me up. Let's see how strong you guys really are. Come back in 24 hours to see if we're dead or not. Also, if you want to see a part 2, make sure to like and follow. Predator was arrested by two thieves. I know what you're thinking, but just trust me, it makes sense. This man named Richard Coverdale was a serious child predator. On his computer, police discovered that he had 78 illegal movies, and if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. But the funny part is actually how he got caught. So the story about how he got caught was two people were wandering the neighborhood looking to break into a home and steal stuff. Well, they ended up picking Richard's house. So once they actually got inside of his house, they were searching around, stole a few things, and then they saw his laptop. So of course, obviously they stole the laptop. Once the two thieves got back to the house and were unloading all of the stuff they just stole, this is where stuff gets crazy. So the two thieves actually end up calling the police and say, hey, we stole this laptop from this guy named Richard's house. We really need somebody to come look at it. So the police come and confiscate the laptop. The end of this story is kind of controversial. Richard only received 3 years in prison while the other two thieves received 12 months community service. Do you guys think it was justified? Yes or no? Should never answer a phone number from Pakistan. Alright, I'm pretty sure all of us are aware of the Pakistan memes that are coming out, and they're absolutely hilarious. On May 2nd, 2007, a very haunting email was circulating the country. Inside of the email, it was warning people do not answer calls from these numbers. Once the victim would answer the phone number, it would beam like super high frequencies. And it pretty much was causing people's brains to go bleh. Like people would answer the phone and would immediately, as soon as they heard that ringing noise, would collapse into a seizure. It was all over the news, and according to the reports, 27 people died. Once the country was freaking out, the government of Pakistan actually sent out a letter saying that it was just a hoax. But it wasn't a hoax. Numbers started appearing in the Middle East, Asia, and Africa. I'm gonna do my research tonight and see if I can find one of the original recordings from this. So if you guys wanna see that, I'm about to do my research now, so I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for watching, and peace out. This Here's the most unsolved mysteries with the most chilling phone call, part 1. Trigger warning, all of these stories you're about to see are real and documented, and every single one of these are still unsolved to this day. For our first story tonight, there's this young girl named Antoinette. On April 6, 1986, her and her sister were up at 3 a.m. at the house. At just 9 years old, they heard a knock on the door. She said, "Who is it?" And this man said, "Uncle Joe, please let me in, it's cold out here." According to her sister's reports, as soon as Antoinette opened the door, 2 men grabbed her and put her in a brown van. Here's where everything gets super creepy. Her sister said that she kicked and screamed all the way to the van. 1 year later, the police received this phone call, and what you're about to hear literally gives me chills.
Police department? Hello?
I'm Antoinette Caribito.
Okay, whereabouts in Albuquerque?